my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all its beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning.
Been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
You have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will. Oh. That's so Vegas.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all, not one bill. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar. I'm here in the fantastic and fabulous Las Vegas Arts District in downtown Las Vegas, and I have two of the hottest, sexiest women in Las Vegas here in the studio with me.
Yeah. Hi, Christine.
Welcome to Jennifer Roma. So you're so everything, the producer, the choreographer, the director, the star of Sexy at the Westgate. So you guys, and Alexandria, you're the fabulous little sidekick from LA. I remember when you came up.
Yeah.
You came up to audition. We want to talk about that in the second segment.
Okay, cool.
We're going to focus a little bit. You've got tons of stuff coming up.
Tons of stuff coming up
The
and
Summer
happening.
of Sexy.
Yes, definitely.
Over 500 shows at the Westgate.
Yes.
So.
Yes, 500 shows in 2.5 years, which is quite a milestone, to be honest, here in Las Vegas. So.
And you're in, well, look at the shape that you're in, but you're in all the shows.
Yes.
And so
Yep.
are you.
Yep. Yep. Alex has been with me since the very beginning, if you can believe that.
That's
So.
right.
Yep.
That
She's
was-
been on the roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Roller coaster ride to 500.
And the show, it's amazing when we went for your little anniversary
Yes.
show, and
Yes.
we were talking about another really interesting we want to talk about, because behind the beauty is a lot of brains. And you have done some branding and trademarking. We're going to
Yes.
talk about that.
Yep.
At the show, everybody was given a $5 chip.
Yes. Yep.
Like a plain chip with a
Casino
sexy
chips,
brand.
yep, that are
Casino
actually
chips.
worth $5. You can actually play them in Las Vegas at the tables.
At the Westgate.
Yes, yeah, it's
They're
crazy.
non-transferable to other hotels, though, right?
Yeah, actually, I don't think a lot of the casino chips are. I don't think they used to be. I think back in the day, I think you could take them from one casino to the other and cash them in. But I think now you can only cash them at the casino where they're given out.
It's a good little marketing play to get you to come back.
Yeah, definitely.
What was so exciting about seeing the show again, and thank you all, for putting me on the VIP list, because
Of
we always
course,
love all the
always.
special parties and the occasions, and that was really fun up at the Elvis Presley suite.
Yeah,
and all that,
it was a wonderful wonderful evening, and yeah, really happy and
Tell
proud
us
of that.
how this came about, that you became branded and you worked out a deal with the owner of the Westgate. Is that correct, Mr. Siegel?
I mean, the branding in the show is separate from, obviously, I mean, that's all me. It's my brand, it's my show. I own all of the rights and trademarks to Sexy the show, being the performance element of it. But then also what I went ahead and did is branded Sexy. If you know anything about trademarking and things like that, there's different categories for different things, whether it's merchandise sold or clothing or video or makeup, hair care products, vodkas, liquors. There's different categories and classes of action to file for trademarking. So
Do you have to pay for each level in class? That could get expensive.
yes, it does.
I did
But
trademark That's So Vegas.
Exactly.
And one thing.
No,
Yes,
exactly. So I went ahead and just went through all the classes and trademarked everything, again, in hopes of building the brand Sexy one day. Again, and I said this before, it kind of is, of course, it's the show and things like that, but it's kind of what it stands for me, and what Sexy, the brand, stands for. And the show is just one element of that moving forward.
Okay.
So yeah, really, really excited, and it's a huge step forward. It's a huge step.
And that is Sexy with 2 X's.
It is Sexy with 2 X's.
That's how.
Yes,
that's the way we do it.
SEXXY.
Yeah. Little cheerleader pose.
Yep, the
there.
cheerleading pose. Yes. Yeah.
How many girls are in this show now?
Actually, ironically, we've kind of got, if you want to call it 9 full-time, I guess. What some of the girls are doing is splitting the week. Ironically, just because of availabilities and wanting to keep some people on contract and things like that. But Alexandria here, obviously, she's a full-timer.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
She is, yeah, she's a knockout, amazing performer. And
You stand out, you really do.
Yeah, blessed to have her on stage, which is amazing.
She stood out at my ex-husband's house. I turned around and she was at our Thanksgiving party. Yeah.
I love it.
Linda said, "Oh, this is my niece," and I went,
You're like,
"Didn't
what?
I interview you?"
Yeah,
So we got to. That is kind of fun, but that's so Vegas. And
That is
only-
so Vegas.
Yeah.
Only in Vegas
Only
does that
in
happen.
Vegas can this happen.
Yeah. But no, I do have. I've got a pretty full cast, and actually we're getting ready to have auditions pretty soon too. We need swings and replacements and things like that. You know, always moving forward. That's kind of the name of the game. But I'm blessed with an amazing cast. I'm blessed with a team of amazing women who are not only. I mean, of course, it is a topless show. We all know that. So. One of the specifications is that they are highly talented and that they look great.
Do. It's
so
amazing.
no, so but above and beyond that, you know, everyone. I'm very specific with kind of who I hire and bring onto the family and to the team because of the brand and what it stands for, and because I am also there every night.
Tell us what it
it's a
stands for
direct
in your-
reflection of me,
Right.
basically, and so you know, I really do try to hire girls and women that are career oriented, that you know, have different facets in their life, whether they're mothers or they're building their own companies or they're doing their own thing. To me, that's strength, that's confidence, that's beauty from within as well as without, and that's kind of what Sexy to me stands for. Of course, it's about the passion and about the sexuality and the sensuality and you know, our bodies on stage and how we move and all of those things, but it's also a state of mind, and I really truly feel that.
Interesting. I can see that Alex is over there. She
Yeah,
is
no, I
definitely-
really
she's
do
on that
truly
page.
feel that. You know, again, whether you are male or female, it's you know, it's sexy to be confident to me. It's sexy to, lack of better terms, control, but it's sexy to me to be driven, to go after it, to be strong. And those are kind of all of those things that each of the women have as well.
lot
They
of
can
s-
own that stage.
Right.
Why? Because they are confident. They know what they're
Yes.
doing. They are talented, and that reads. It reads differently than someone who's just going through the motions. And that's what I kind of try to pull out of each of the girls as well. And they all do. They command that stage, man. They're showing their by themselves.
Absolutely. And that takes a lot of self-discipline,
Yes.
doesn't it, as well? I
Yes.
mean, because face it, when you're in the shape that you girls are in and you're just fabulous, you know, there is some dieting and there's some working out and there's some, you know, you have to say no to some things,
Yep.
I'm sure, and you need rest.
That's actually a great point, if you don't mind, like, too, you know, a lot of people think sometimes, oh, entertainers have it so easy. They just show up and they do their show every night, like their hour, you know, their 75-minute show or whatever it is. But it's everything that goes, it is, there's a quote, actually, that champions are not made when they win the race. They win in the hours, days, weeks, months, pain, tears, agony that it takes to get there. And our profession is just that. It's not about just showing up at 10 o'clock and going on stage at 10:30 and walking out at 12, you know? It's the dieting, it's the eating, it's the trying to always look better, do better, it's the
Muscle
working
tone,
out, it's
right.
the watching what you eat, it's all of those things that makes it a full-time job 24/7. You're always trying to better yourself. You're always going to auditions. You're always working. You're always networking. You're always interactive. You're always trying to push yourself. You're always having to learn. You're always
Right.
having to, you know, there's never a dull moment where you just get to go in and kind of sit there.
Exactly, and we'll talk about
Yep.
that when we come back in
Yeah.
our next segment. I'm going to take a real quick break and a quick shout out to my sponsor, the Red Roof Inn.
Red Roof Inn,
We love
woo,
you
woo.
on Paradise. Crossing the Hard Rock, they are pet friendly, which is another added
Yay!
plus.
Red Roof Inn! in, pet friendly.
Anything for our pets. We'll be back in just.
We're here to rock your world. And I was going to ask you how it felt to be breaking good here at the Bellagio for the National Center.
What you did.
Your last CD was My Secret Life. I wanted to ask you what your secrets were. Tune in and turn on with us in downtown Las Vegas. This is where the action is, and that's So Vegas. Welcome back to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine. I am here with the hot and totally smoking sexy Jennifer Ramos and Alexandria. Say your last name.
Hallbauer.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. Soon not to be last name, but yes, right now.
There you go for the moment.
I know, right?
We were talking in the previous segment, just there's so much more behind the beauty and the looks and the glamour and all the hard work and the discipline that goes into keeping the body fit, being mentally alert, and like as many times as I have seen the show, it always looks fresh and good. And
You're going to be in the show next time you come, girl.
Oh, that would be so nice. I better start dieting. And that, though, is one of my really most intriguing parts of the show is you do this bathtub.
The bathtub scene.
The bathtub scene. And every time that I see that, I'm going, that's so dangerous because the way it's really water in a porcelain bathtub and no cushions like you were saying, and one little slip and that could be all she wrote, right?
Exactly.
Because you're doing the balancing and it's really a beautiful, very, very sensuous, sexy act. And then there's Alex, who I remember when you first came up and started, you auditioned, we talked about a little bit. Tell us how that was to audition for Jennifer Ramos.
Oh my God, okay. Well, it's kind of a long story, but long story short, I was in LA and I saw Jennifer post about an audition, and I was working late that night, go-go dancing at a club in West Hollywood. And at the time, I was really crazy, had my head half shaved, wore like this latex and big hair. So I showed up to the audition in Vegas. I drove from
with an
LA.
afro.
With an afro.
With a wig afro.
Like, you know, Beyonce. And I showed up, and I always wanted to be in a burlesque show, but I honestly don't have a huge dance background, so I just never really like pushed it. But this time I was like, you know, I've worked for Jennifer and stuff before, and I've always thought she was the most amazing dancer. So I was like, maybe I'll have a chance here. Maybe I can, maybe somehow where the gods can be, they'll let me do this. And I auditioned at like 9 a.m.
After you drove all night to get
Drove all night, wore latex, showed up with an afro. I auditioned, and you know, honestly, I messed up all the choreography. But
that's it. Yeah. She kind of pinned the tail on the donkey. Everything had kind of happened so quickly. Literally, it was like, because of the way the show was, I had 3 weeks to put it together. I literally got the go-ahead. Wow. I posted an audition. The next day was the audition. I had to hire people that day. We had to start rehearsals the next day. Yeah. So the you know, who I hired, why I hired them, who was it? There was so many contributing factors into that first core group that started the show, which I'm forever grateful for, to be honest.
You do the choreography
as
well.
Yeah. But no, I have to tell you this. So yes, she literally, I am not kidding you, I think messed up the entire dance audition. The entire choreography was, no, mind you, she's got an amazing background of possibly not technically trained as a dancer, but I mean, performance background and talent, and in terms of being very diverse and things like that. But in terms of the actual choreography, she messed up the entire audition. It was kind of doing her own entire thing. Okay, but can I tell you, she was so damn sexy that I couldn't take my eyes off her. And even though she wasn't doing anything, no, I'm taking on her a little bit.
No, it's okay.
But
that's
like
true.
I was drawn to her. I was just because of her performance.
Exactly.
Because of the performance. And you can teach those other things, and you can teach that, but and I learned this as well too, because I was never the most technically trained dancer, or I could never kick the highest, or my body was never just right, or whatever, but I would perform. I had that passion inside, and people are drawn to you when they see that on stage. You can mess up, you know.
And she does stand out.
And she stands out, and I was just drawn to her, I kept looking at her, I'm like, God, I'm like, she's just, there's just something about it. I get the chills a little bit because I remember that moment or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm taking a chance. For me, one, because again, everything had to happen so fast, and I was like, I'm going to take a gamble on her, and I'm going to take a gamble on me, kind of going against what the producers say should kind of happen in terms of how this kind of would roll out. And I was like, she's got it, man. I'm like, she's got it. I'm like, I have to have her. And that was exactly kind of how it happened. So
you
she's
felt more
amazing, and she's grown, and she's awesome.
I've grown a lot.
So much.
I know.
I'm so
I've
proud
grown.
of her.
And
Yeah.
I mean, Jennifer's taught me so much. Like I said, I came into this as a complete newbie, so
First
it was.
stage show, yeah.
I was struggling. Like I was even talking to some of the girls, like while we were doing
I was really
rehearsal.
hard on her.
She was really hard on me, and I was like, like one of the other girls, I would ask her, I'm like, can you help me? Like not here, but like somewhere else. I was like, because I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I'm still stuck on the first 8 count. Okay, well everyone's over here. I'm like over here, like oh shoot. But I'll tell you, like now, as far as a dancer, I've learned so much, and I can go to a class in LA or whatever and pick up the choreography. Like I feel really honored, and she was hard on me, but I took it and I was like, okay, suck it up, princess, you got this.
No, yeah,
But that brought out the best in
yeah,
her.
no, I was hard on her because I just was like, you know, in a good way. But I just, she's just.
Well, what do you think about her when you?
Actually, a backstory. I started in Vegas as a DJ dancer on Fremont Street.
Oh.
I was DJ Lady Go-Go, wore big Afro wig
Right.
and all this stuff. But Jennifer used to do like Thriller.
It was like a 3-week run.
And her dancing, like I was like, who is this lady? Like I was like, she is so amazing. I would literally go watch her, and then somehow you popped up on my Facebook feed, and then I reached out to you and wrote you like a novel.
I remember.
I was like, I just want to let you know.
Facebook messaging.
Yeah, I've been
Facebook
stalking
message.
you on Fremont Street, and then that's how
that.
things. So I always thought you were just the most incredible performer, and this is like in my really like amateur days where I didn't even know yet, and then so dancing side by side with Jennifer has been like amazing. Yeah, like there's a lot of story to it. Yeah. So
And you can see that during the show. I mean, because the way you guys are all you're synergistically moving together.
Yeah.
But you see, sometimes you'll look, and you're looking.
Yeah.
You know, so boy, you've had your hands full then with all these girls. I mean,
Yeah.
it's special, but you have Gabriella and I guess,
and I think just one, I expect a lot of them, to be honest, because I expect a lot of myself.
Right.
And it's my baby, and I'm there every night. It's not just something I get to like pass off and like let it run itself and I go on to something else.
Yeah.
It really is. I try to bring out something different in the girls when they're performing and try to put their minds. Honestly, it's kind of like Dancing with the Stars. I really believe like those teachers who trained but haven't had a dance background,
right?
But it's how they teach them those deeper feelings and emotions and those deeper movements and what are you really doing here? What is the music really saying to you? I think automatically, if your body feels that emotion inside, it comes out of you naturally.
Oh,
it really does. I do. I believe.
like being
I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that.
We'll talk about that too. This segment just slipped right away, like sliding down a pole or something. Don't go away, but we'll be right back. And don't forget about the Red Roof Inn on Paradise, close to the airport and the Strip. You betcha. We'll be back in just a moment. See you in a minute.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. If you think about that, I mean, go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on here at St. Jude, and that's beating this thing.
Welcome back to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christina Keller, here with Jennifer and Alexandria, and we've been having way too much fun talking about all the wonderful elements that go into creating a program like a show that you've done at the Westgate, and it's Sexy with 2 X's, because they're just so sexy at the extra.
Not 3, but 2.
Yeah. You actually could have a million of them because the whole cast is wonderful. And we kind of singled out Alex because she has such a cute story. And
she's
amazing. And because I know her.
Yes.
I know her auntie. So,
love you, Auntie Linda.
Yeah, hi Linda. And Dave too.
Yeah, hi Dave.
Yeah. But now you've done this branding, and I think that's just forever. Do you?
I do have a desire to dance forever, but no. Again, too, I think there comes a point in time you want to go out on top, and age factors into it, and injury factors into it, and all those things, and again, also to look at the bigger picture and to be able to run the company and the brand and move farther. One day, of course, I will have to take myself out or rework myself in a different way into the show,
it's strenuous
hosting or doing something instead of the physicality of it.
Right. And didn't you blow out your knee once?
I got dropped. I got dropped.
What a buffoon.
I know. Hello.
Dude, what were you thinking?
But no, and part of that kind of right now too, moving forward, is our new program called Summer of Sexy.
Yes.
And that was actually kind of what the whole launching was for the summer. With that, new branding has come out for the show, new marketing and things for the show, as well as the gaming chips, as you mentioned. We've got slot machines that will be out by the end of the month. Blackjack tables, which is awesome. It just, again, to have the name Sexy, my brand, splattered everywhere.
Really cool.
It's not just the show anymore. Now it's going into different entities. But we are also doing an amazing summer program at the pool. Every Monday through the entire summer, we are doing, it's basically the cast and myself are hosting Mondays at the Westgate Las Vegas pool.
How fun.
It's called The Playground. It's really fun. We are there every Monday, like I said, Modelo Mondays. There's drink specials. We're offering our sextinis and sexy drinks as well. There's games and things like that. And it's just chill, really good, fun time.
So the girls are all hanging out by the pool?
Yeah. We're doing contests. We do bottle service and cabana giveaways, things like that.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, no, so and it's a really, honestly, the hotel has done so many upgrades and things like that within the casino and all of the new activities and things that they're offering. And it's wonderful.
And it used to be the Flamingo. Awesome. I mean,
the Hilton.
Excuse me. Whoa,
the Hilton.
Shoot me, Las Vegas Hilton.
The Hilton, the LVH, now it's the Westgate.
Right.
Yep.
It's been through so many hands
Westgate,
and
Las
Elvis's
Vegas.
home. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know it. That's amazing. You had a nice little pre-party up in the suites up in
Yes,
the top.
the Elvis
there.
suite, actually.
Elvis
Iconic.
Suite. It's
Iconic.
Totally iconic.
Yes.
Talk about a lot of guilt. And I mean the G-I-L-T. I don't know about the G-U-I-L-T. But I always said I wore a lot of guilt when I was married, but that's another story. So.
Yeah.
Alex, and you've, this has been a dream come true to work with Jennifer, and she's such a pro.
Yeah.
How do you keep so fresh? I mean, it's not, when you do get a routine down.
I mean, I will be honest, I'm used to a lot of change. So there comes a time, like, I go through waves, and I keep myself creative by doing other projects all the time. And I think that goes for everybody. We're all different. One of the girls is the esthetician. The other girl does salsa dancing. So we're all doing other things. Gabriella does cupcakes.
Career-oriented. Everyone's career-oriented, which I absolutely love.
And so you just mentally got to always keep yourself fresh. I love performing so much that it's like every time I hit the stage, even if I'm having a shitty day, it's good. Sorry.
The curtain goes up, you turn it on, curtain goes down, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that.
Or you like turn around, you're like, oh, okay, let me grab my breath for a second.
That old saying, the show must go on, or like Bob Fosse, one of my favorites, he'd, whatever the drama was or whatever, he'd get himself all ready and he was like, showtime. And the lights go on, you do the show and get through it or whatever. So it's just part of our industry. It's part of our makeup, I think.
I think it is part of your, and it's
takes a very
how a star is
special
born.
person.
It separates, the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. And
Yeah.
that's why here you are, and running out of time again, I can't believe it, but here you are positioned at the Westgate.
Yes.
You've got your branding going on. You have an incredible cast that you've
cast of
handpicked
amazing people.
trained, and now you've got the Summer of Sexy by the pool, and I don't have to tell you girls to wear sunscreen. I know that.
No, yes, please come join us every Monday at the pool. We'd love to have it's locals. Locals, our friends, our fans, families. It's really a wonderful, wonderful program.
Like you said, I'll come and hit some tennis balls on the court down there and jump in the pool afterwards.
I play tennis.
I'll play with you. I'll show up with the rackets and the bells on.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for coming on this
you.
show. I mean, we go way back, and I remember when you first came here to work with Jennifer, and it's really just been a pleasure to have you back on the show. And I respectfully admire you both, and you're both gorgeous, and one of these days I may get on that stage, you never know.
Yeah. You know, we did bring, you don't have to open this now, but we did, did bring a little bag of goodies for you. There's one of our little sexy night masks in here, our new promotional marketing, some of our shots that the cast has signed for you, the My Vegas magazine and things like that. So we've got a little gift of packages from Miss Christine.
Oh, we love our little goodie bags. Until next week, everybody stay cool, stay sexy, and go visit the girls at the Westgate.
Bye.
Bye.